wow, I can't believe that this article even exists in 2022. It's so late, so late to the party. It's almost like the author of this piece had nothing to say this week and decided to trot out that old chestnut of the fandom menace, which is not something I'm even a part of. Yet they decided to include me and Angry Joe and Geeks and Gamers and a wide variety of other things and call us things like the alt-right pipeline. Now, every time somebody writes one of these ridiculous articles, I can't always respond to them. It's just simply not worth my time. This is written by a relative nobody with hardly any following whatsoever, writing on a dead website because they want this response, okay? When they get this article out, it's like they write the article full of lies, which we're going to laugh about, and then we respond, right? So they cast the net as wide as they can, get a response from the content creators that are wildly more popular than they are, and then they write another article about how they're the victim of dogpiling and all this stuff. It's as predictable as the sunrise and sunset. But we're going to have a little bit of fun today because I like to dig into the authors of these hit pieces first to try and understand exactly what's going through their head, which I'm going to do after a super quick word from this video's sponsor. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Established Titles. Established Titles is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. They allow people to buy as little as 1 square foot of dedicated land so they can call themselves a lord or a lady officially. In return, they commit to plant a tree with every order and protect the beautiful, pristine woodlands of Scotland. Established Titles makes an absolutely amazing gift, and a person could officially get their name changed on documents. Their title pack gives you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate and an official certificate with a crest. Established Titles is currently having a really big sale just for you, my subscribers. You can get an additional 10% off any purchase you make with the discount code TheQuartering. So click the link below, go to establishedtitles.com/thequartering and use promo code TheQuartering to save an extra 10% today. Now, this article in Solon.com was written by the relatively unaccomplished, irrelevant author or critic at Salon, the president of the TCA, which is the official Twitter account of the Television Critics Association. Don't care. Of course, they would create an association that to give themselves awards, I'm sure. And on the Peabody Award, never received one, but on the board. Of course, their account is full of retweeting CNN and your typical TDS far leftoid talking points, lots of Ukraine flags in the Twitter bios, things of that nature. So we already know where this person is at. Look, you can be a Democrat, you can be a liberal, but this is like the extent of TDS. Most of it, you know, like if you watch CNN and you're one of like the 3 people that still do, you're an absolute moron. So they write this article on Salon for their 0 followers. Let's stop ignoring the fandom menace. It's real and it's winning. Attacks from the toxic side of Marvel and Star Wars fandom are a feature, not a bug. And they serve a darker side. Ooh. I serve my viewers. I don't take my marching orders from anyone. It's a bizarre claim to make. Now, I'm not going to read all of them. By the way, read the archives of these articles. Do not click, retweet, or interact with their actual article links. This is what they want. So they talk about Miss Marvel, blah, blah, blah. Miss Marvel, it sucks. Nobody likes it. Blah, blah, blah. Let's get to when they're talking about content creators. The actors are as varied as their motivations, you see. Some engage in review brigading, as they did with Disney Plus's Miss Marvel, hours after its debut. Yeah, the 5,000 10 out of 10 reviews, that's totally organic. The 2,000 0 out of 10 reviews, those are definitely review brigades. Because it's an easy way to kick what they see as social justice warriors' hornet's nest. Well, why do you react then? Others camp out in Facebook groups. that have been recycled to manufacture the illusion of inflated offense for their own entertainment. Obi-Wan Kenobi star Moses Ingram was their most recent target that they showed zero evidence of, like 2 or 3 tweets. We were supposed to get down and like praise them as this, you know, as she has risen from anonymous Instagram hate. His response included putting on a video post from Ewan McGregor that defended her, as was widely reported not long before Ingram made her Obi-Wan debut as Inquisitor Reva Servinder. Bigots piled on newcomer Leah Jeffries when Disney announced she'd be cast as the new Annabeth Chase in the upcoming Disney Plus adaptation of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. They did? Didn't even hear a single thing about that, and I'm on the committee. All of this is directly or tangentially a decentralized web, referred to as the Fandom Menace, a group of extremely online comic book and Star Wars zealots that coalesced around a shared dislike for Ryan Roundhead Johnson's sequel, Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Some of the trolls, see, you just lose all credibility when that's, you know, anyone who disagrees with me is a troll. Some of the trolls claim allegiance to that label. Others merely qualify for membership, even though those who don't consider themselves a part of it or decry their disturbing attack patterns may contribute to their success without meaning to do so. So you're guilty no matter what. Oh, we knew that we were going to get a... Regardless how they identify, each is a cancer cell in a larger amorphous hate blob descended from GG and CG, infecting the fandoms with the most ubiquitous entertainment franchises in the world, mainly Marvel, Star Wars, and other Disney titles. Let's not talk about the toxic stans, right? Can't talk about them. It's also leaderless and therefore easily deniable, allowing it to proliferate in spaces designed to be escapist and unserious. Because of this, most journalist coverage of fantasy or comic book related TV movies caters to consumers engaging with these shows and films in good faith in forms of episodic analysis or specific artistry informing its visuals and scripts. So the entire piece right now is basically building a case for why anybody who criticizes these shows are terrible, and, you know, even if they say they're not a part of this hate group, we say they're a part of a hate group, so therefore it is. Geekdom went mainstream decades ago, and that's when it started getting bad. But it's still commonly viewed through a filter of adolescent harmlessness. This is useful for the purpose of Facebook groups, such as Christians Against Miss Marvel, a private forum whose purported founder, a character calling themselves Wade Wilson, a troll in and of itself, describes its purpose as following. It's just a joke. There's also 1 million Miss Marvel Stan accounts and Stan groups that are mostly populated with bots. Now let's get to where this absolute clown talks about YouTubers, because I think that's interesting. It's also clearly someone's idea of a long-running joke. The page claims of 1,800 attention-seeking goblins, blah, 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 blah. Laughing off like pages like these are simple. Review brigading, less so. Yes, it ruins people's lives. That's right. Didn't you know? Didn't you know that the review brigading that happened for Captain Marvel, all those downvotes, the movie only made $47 at the box office because of that? Oh, wait a minute. It made over $1 billion? Wait a minute. That doesn't make sense. I thought you said there were real-world consequences for review brigading. On the surface, these examples likely rate as annoying ploys to gain attention or take swipes at giant media conglomerates that ultimately don't factor juvenile backlash into its decision-making process. Oh, they do. Many of the decisions they do is to own the haters. They also serve as a distraction for a more dangerous problem posed by a handful of YouTube influencers, such as Geeks and Gamers or The Quartering, whose bread and butter is anti-Star Wars and anti-Marvel movies. That's not even close to true. Unless you're only talking about Geeks and Gamers. I'm less familiar with their full catalog, but I can tell you it's extraordinarily rare for me to have made a video about Marvel. I don't think I've made a video about anything Marvel related in a really long time. Successful review brigading efforts, in fact, provide such influence with data point proving and restitude of their complaints about diversity and exhausts. Oh my God, you're actually sourcing rewriting Ripley? That's who you're sourcing? Geeks and Gamers and The Quartering, the YouTube vlogger moniker for Jeremy Hambly. Oh, I used his real name. Ooh, take that. Ooh, take that, all men that never liked me. It's out there. Don't really care. And the founder of the Geeks and Gamers and contributor Ryan Cannell, also leveraging their brands as a gateway to alt-right ideology via their personal YouTube channels. What? Sorry, last time I checked, I have soundly mocked the idea of ethno-states and the cringe, quote-unquote, alt-right, whatever that even is. They keep talking about this alt-right thing, which was popular, like, in 2015, and I don't even know what it is. How can I be a gateway to something I don't even know or understand? And the fact that you would put that on me is also ridiculous. Of course, each of these men is sophisticated enough in their approach. Why, thank you. To prevent running afoul of YouTube's community guidelines. Ooh, that makes her mad. Instead of using slurs, they invoke terms like woke and rail against SJW. What do you mean? How? First of all, listen, woman, I don't even curse on my channel. I have, I don't know, what, 2,000 videos? I don't curse. So why would you think I would be replacing slurs? Of course, then they go on to whine about Amber Heard and all this kind of stuff. Gaslighting, getting mad. I don't really understand. And then we get to the real point of this. This is somebody who doesn't make any real money in their life. So, of course, it is about money. Monetizing the outrage of disillusion is lucrative. If you consider a YouTube person that can make around $18 per 1,000 ad views, what? Who's making that? Equating to $3 to $5 per 1,000 views, you might begin to understand why a few of these men, and it's mainly men, make it their job to pump out multiple videos a day. I don't even understand how dumb you have to be to write this, how little you have in understanding. By the way, this broad never even reached out to me, never asked my side, just assumed I would use slurs and that I was a gateway to the alt-right. Well, thank you, Melanie McFarland. I don't even see you didn't even tweet out your own article. Thank you for writing this. I was one article citation short for my upcoming Wikipedia page and Twitter verification application. So thanks to this hit piece, both of those things are going to happen. Appreciate you. Stay mad. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe. Hit that red subscribe button down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.